up Trumbull County?
Yeah.
It's like it's exciting. I see a lot of people who went to the walk in Ravenna, a lot from Youngstown as well. I want to thank Erica, who found me through Facebook and social media about doing this event, because she saw the one we did in Youngstown. I'm not going to go too much into my story because it starts like the most. I got addicted to pain pills, became a heroin addict. March 14th, 2013, I overdosed and was pronounced dead. Obviously, I'm not. I'm here. That was my breaking point. I surrendered and turned myself in. Unfortunately, I had to commit felonies to get any help that I got today. Youngstown sent me to CCA, and that's where I was able to establish a job and be reintegrated back to society. So today, I advocate for the Perry Initiative that was based out of Gloucester, Massachusetts. It's the police-assisted addiction recovery, where Chief Campanello had decided to stop criminalizing addiction and treating it like the disease that it really is. So he's allowing addicts to come into his police station and turn in their drugs. As of June of this year, 260 addicts have surrendered, been placed in rehab. The 260th is from Youngstown. I got him through that program as well. Their crime rate dropped 23% down. Lodi is where I live now. They are the first in the state of Ohio to officially join the Perry Initiative. I have gone to every police department that I could possibly even warrant. I had a great conversation with the chief. Hopefully he gets on board so the addicts could join the initiative. Now I'm going to keep this short, but I did write a letter. I wrote a letter to my mom in case I had died from my addiction. And I am going to read it only because I read this almost every month to remind myself never to go back. So bear with me while it's not on a piece of paper. Everybody uses their phone.
The on-off switch.
Dear Mom, if you're reading this letter by now, God took me home. I know you are left with so many unanswered questions, and I wish I could answer them for you. However, I cannot, for those are all God's to answer himself. It's no secret the life I led, the darkness within, and the broken path I traveled. It merely started out as I could quit when I wanted to until I wanted to, and I could no longer quit. My soul was sold to the devil himself, and the battle within was just too much for me to bear. Mom, please, don't take blame. Don't blame yourself for my mistakes or the life that I lived. It wasn't you or even this world. It was just a supernatural force called addiction that I lost control of. I love you so much, and you did everything you could in your power to save me. However, God's plans were clear, and taking me home was part of his will. May my death save other lives and give them a will to continue a path I was never able to finish, so they too can join the fight and help save others. I know you struggle with guilt, Mom, and that's okay, but it's time to let go, and just let go of it and breathe in the life that you live today. Mom, I struggled enough, and the demons have been laid to rest, and I'm finally at peace, and it's your turn to silence the demons of your guilt and lay your worries down to rest. I love you, and I will see you again.
I'm Grandma, and this is Mom. We found Carly on a porch on Scott Street in Warren on October 23rd. She'd been missing for 1 week. The drug dealers lived right across the street. They stood in the front yard laughing and having such a wonderful time when we were standing there grieving for our girl. I've never seen an epidemic of anything like this in my life. We need to go after our doctors, our lawyers, our cities. We need government funding. We need, and we've got to make these politicians stand up for people that has real problems instead of patting each other's pockets to get other jobs done. I will say one thing, that we did get the house tore down where Carly was found.
Yeah.
We do not believe for 1 minute that she died on that porch. We believe she died across the street and they put her on that porch. Carly was got on drugs at the end of her high school year, and she married her drug dealer. And he is living in Anchorage, Alaska with 2 of her children that he kidnapped. And this is what threw Carly into a spiral in September of 2014. And she died almost a year to the day that he kidnapped those kids. We have to fight. We have to keep fighting.
I just wanted to say, Carly was my best friend, and even though she didn't make it through this, she fought really hard.
That lost her daughter, Sarah Jones, her son, Greg Gaskell, and my daughter-in-law, Stacy Lewis, to this disease. It's an epidemic out here. There's help. There's success stories. You got to get help. You got to be there for your loved ones. You know, it's your honor student out there. It's your football player. It's your cheerleader. It's everywhere. It's not your back alley junkie anymore. Heroin's everywhere. It's taken over this country. You know, we all have to come together and fight this disease, because that's what it is. It's a disease. We need everyone to come together and help with this disease before anyone loses another loved one. Thank you.
Not one more.
And I am the Mahoning County Coordinator, and I say that with pride, that I am the Mahoning County Coordinator for Ohio Can. We have lost the war on drugs. The war on drugs is over. We cannot incarcerate our way out of this problem, out of this epidemic. This is business. Drug supplying is a business. They're running it like pizza delivery. They drive around our towns making deliveries, carrying heroin in balloons in their mouths. Anybody can dial up their pusher and order their heroin like they order a pizza. We have to attack this like any other business. It's supply and demand. The only way out of this is to cut off the demand. And the way we cut off the demand is through adequate treatment. And that means enough detox beds, enough treatment beds, so that when we have an addict that's ready, when one of our loved ones is ready for help, there is somewhere for them to go. We need to talk to all of our legislators to advocate for more money, more funding, to make sure that we don't have one more death because there was no bed available, and they have to wait 30 days, 60 days to even get into a detox or rehab center. It's outrageous. We cannot do this. We make beds, we make room, we figure a way to get anybody other, with a disease, diabetes, cancer. We make treatment available, and now it's time to treat addiction as the disease it is. And instead of a moral failing, we have got to make sure that we're providing the treatment necessary for these folks. It's the only way we're going to win the war, guys. Please talk to your legislators. Please show them with your votes. We're not going to wait. We're not laying down for this. We need to see action, and we need to see it now. Local level, federal level, please stand up. Make sure your voices are heard. And please, anybody in Mahoning County, this as well.
My name is Linda Spies, and I am from Solace of the Valley. We are Mahoning and Trumbull County. We are an organization, 5013CB, that we send people for treatment to different various places. Florida, different organizations that will give us free treatment. We send travel, any monies that we raise goes for the treatment. We have meetings every other month. We are an advocacy group. We are not a support group. We are joined together. We come together with people that have lost family members and people that are still struggling. We have people that are in recovery. So basically, anyone can join. So with that, we hope to, we have a Facebook page, we have a website. So here's my buddy Amy.
Hi, I'm a mom who lost her daughter, Sierra Roberts. She was found in Warren last year. And I'm part of Solace of the Valley, and I speak, and I do what I do for you, those who use, and those who are family members or friends who use, because it's what Sierra would want me to do. And I just want to tell you all, at no time was I ever ashamed of my daughter. Never. So I don't want you all to be ashamed of your family members or yourself, because she didn't wake up one day and say, today I'm going to go out and become a drug addict. So she was a good person, and you all have good in you because you're here today. And I really think this is a big society issue, and I believe most of it starts from people getting injuries or having to have surgeries like it did with my daughter, and being put on pain pills, and there should be some mandatory inpatient detox before people end up having to go to the streets. You can get a hold of Linda. Solace of Valley is a great program. And also, if you've lost someone, I'm here to tell you, I don't know how strong your faith is, but you have to remember that sometimes God has to sacrifice one to gain 100.
Amen.
Okay? And so make your pain, turn it into something positive, if not for any other reason, but for the person you lost. Thank you.
Lemons, you make lemonade. And my son, when I found out at the age of 14 he was using, and it wasn't from an injury, it was from me. My brother-in-law was dying of cancer, and I just left those Oxy 80s and liquid morphine right on the counter as I mixed his medicine up. It was lack of ignorance. And but I always loved Max. I was never ashamed. I speak whenever I can. And I love him if he's in recovery or if he's not in recovery. So I'm so excited to see so many people out, and that shame and stigma that I've spoken about for 10 years, it's great. So have a great walk, and here you go.
Step Recovery is Trumbull County's first and only freestanding detox medical facility. We also have outpatient treatment as well. We offer a medically supervised detoxification for patients, and depending on their need, they can go on to our supportive housing where they receive treatment and programming basically 12 hours a day that are on campus. We also offer outpatient treatment through our outpatient treatment center, which is a block away. So we kind of have a nice little community of recovery with First Step. It's especially rewarding for us, my colleagues, and I, to see so many faces that have come through First Step and are here representing recovery and sobriety in such an awesome way. So if you need our help, our brochures are here. We're open 7 days a week. We're 24 hours a day. So please reach out for the help that you may need. Thank you.
Let's hear it for First Step. Yeah!
Ohio Can, Trumbull County. I didn't write a speech because I didn't know we were going to talk today. But I do have something that I would like to share with you. This morning, as I reflected on our walk, my Facebook post. Ohio is now ranked #1 in heroin deaths. This is unacceptable. As a community, it is our responsibility to be educated. I guarantee you at this rate, it will touch every family in Trumbull County, throughout Ohio, throughout the United States, at some point in time. As Trumbull County Coordinator for Ohio Can, my job is to educate, educate, educate. The public, our families, our communities, Most importantly, this generation and our children on addiction, evidence-based treatment, and family support. Ohio Can advocates for our families of our loved ones with addiction. We teach, we educate, we teach that addiction is a brain disease. We have a brand new, let me grab it for you, new definition of addiction. Based on ASAM, the American Society of Addiction Medication. Addiction is a chronic brain disorder and not simply a behavioral problem involving alcohol, drugs, gambling, or sex. Experts contend in a new definition on addiction, one that is not solely related to problematic substance abuse. It's time the stigma ends for our addicts, our children, our loved ones, our family members that are fighting with addiction. It is a brain disease. In Washington last month, in October, at the addiction rally, a lot of movement has been made to help our children with health care, with detox centers, with treatment that they need. It is a chronic relapsing disease. We need to treat it like a chronic relapsing disease. With Ohio Can, we educate the families of those that have fallen towards addiction. We have peer-to-peer meetings, and the information is at our Ohio Can table. Every other Wednesday, Warren City Board of Education building at 6:30. Any education that you need, if you have a loved one, if you have any interest in learning about addiction and sharing addiction with others, we can provide that information to you. If you have any questions or any needs, my phone number, my email, text me, call me. I'm available for any help that is needed. Thank you.
And I just want to say that heroin's killing people, and I'm clean. May 22nd, 2013, I got clean and sober from methadone saved my life, so don't think that you cannot be saved, because you can. I've been a drug addict since I was 12 years old, and I'm clean and sober today by the faith of God and methadone.
Yeah.